Welcome back to West New York Living. Now, I'm sure plenty of folks in our area took time to celebrate Memorial Day this past Monday and set aside some time then too to honor those who did give so much to our country. Well, 10 years ago, the Basil Family Dealership Group set out to honor local veterans and first responders in a very unique way for all they have done for our country and communities, and their movement has only grown over the years. Joining us this morning from the Basil Family Dealerships is Joe Basil III to tell us about their Vehicles for Vets and First Responders giveaway. First of all, Joe, good to see you again.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
It's 10 years now, right? 10th annual?
A decade, right?
Yeah, that's incredible. Congratulations to you guys for doing this. The Vehicle for Vets and First Responders giveaway. I think it started out as Vehicles for Vets, and then you added the First Responders, correct?
Correct. Yep. Yeah, it was a couple years ago. I don't remember exactly when, but you know, the men and women, first responders are in front line. You know, they show up without prejudice when somebody needs help, and this was a way for us to be able to give back to the community and help those people out.
All right, nominations opened up already, so they can start nominating folks. We'll tell them how to do that in a second.
Yep.
How many cars are you giving away this year?
So we're doing 5 cars.
5 cars.
We got 5 cars for veterans and first responders, but there's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
And you got to be there to be able to experience it.
Okay, we love surprises.
We'll leave it at that.
All right, we'll leave it at that. I like that. All right, so I think it's self-explanatory. Veterans, first responders were, who fits that category? Obviously, policemen, fire.
Police, fire, paramedics, volunteer or full-time, any veterans, active or active duty or retired. You know, if you're there to help somebody, fill out the form. And you know, if you know somebody that is maybe a little too shy or a little too humble, you can fill it out for them. You know, we can reach out if they get chosen at the end for the drawing.
Probably the case for most of these folks.
Right.
They're pretty selfless to begin with, so they
100%.
probably nominate their coworker
Right.
or their fellow first responder rather than themselves. So that's what family members. This is video, by the way, of the event that takes place. Now, you have to be in by what, September 4th? Is that correct?
Yep, September 4th. You know, you can go to basilvehiclesforvets.com. And fill out the form, upload a picture, write a brief description on why you think you or somebody else should be nominated, and then it's a completely random drawing after that.
Yeah, and by the way, it's not just a drawing. That is a celebration of all that these folks do for our community happening. As we look at some of the video here, and there's a big wheel, and it's a large event here. But I also want to mention, despite the 5 cars, during this entire time where folks can be nominated, every car the Basil Family Dealership sells, you guys are making a donation to the One Stop Center of West Virginia.
Yeah. So over the past 10 years, we've helped raise over $400,000 for the Veterans One Stop Center. A portion of every vehicle that's sold over the summer from Memorial Day up until the event, we make an additional donation on top of that.
Why is this project so important to you and your family?
You know, those are the men and women that show up without prejudice when somebody needs help, and you know, they're the people that are selfless. You know, they show up. You know, rain, snow, it doesn't matter if it's minus 30 degrees or if it's 90 degrees out. If you get a car accident or your house is on fire, or whatever the case is, if there's an emergency, they're the ones that show up, and you know, we need people like that.
You know, you could have kept this at 1 car, but you've expanded it through the years. Which is great on you and your family for doing so.
Thank you.
So thank you for that for the community. This is an awesome event. The 10th annual Basil Vehicles for Vets and First Responders car giveaway. It's taking place Friday, September 18th. That's going to be at the Powerhouse Event Space in Buffalo, and you're going to want to be there. More importantly, nominations for this year's giveaway must be submitted by September 4th. So don't wait to nominate someone who you believe is worthy of this great honor. You can do so by heading to basilvehiclesforvets.com. There you'll find a simple application to fill out and submit. Websites right on your screen. All right, coming up.